What's up guys? Welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. A couple years ago I restored this older Craftsman cast iron jointer. I think looking at the manual and stuff, it dated back to around the 50s, give or take. I'll link some of the stuff in the description. But I did do a restoration of the whole process. It's a 2-part series. If you guys want to check that out, I'll place a link above. But today I'm actually here to do a much requested video of how to set the joiner blades. And we're going to go through the process of how you set the adjustment screws, what height you want to go through, and things like that. This is probably going to be the only shot you see of me really. I want to do kind of some up close stuff so you guys can really see exactly how you go about adjusting everything and so on and so forth. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Maybe this will help you guys out a little bit and we'll hop in it. Alright, so starting off here, I just want to go over some of the names of the components we'll be working on. So first off, you have the cutter or joiner head, the whole assembly. Then you have the wedge, the part that actually holds the blade in. Wedge screws, tighten those down to hold the wedge in. You have adjustment screws, which you'll use to adjust the height of the blade. And then of course you have the blades. Alright, so to start off with, before we start adjusting these blades, you need to see how bad each side of the blade is off from being flush. So grab a good ruler, make sure you pull your cutter head back and set your ruler down on the outfeed side of your table. Like I said, we're going to measure from each side of the blade, so set your ruler on an even measurement. I just set it on a 1/16 here, and then rotate your cutter head forward so the blade will touch the ruler, and see how far the blade pulls the ruler forward. As you can see here, the front pulls at about 1/8 of an inch, and the back possibly a 32nd, almost a 16th. So that means that we'll need to adjust both sides of this. Both sides will need to go down. Let's disassemble this thing. First, start off by removing the wedge screws. That will allow the wedge to become loose. Sometimes it's stuck in there, so you might have to get a screwdriver and kind of pry on the bottom part of it like seen here. Be careful here because, you know, the blades are sharp. The blade might actually fall out whenever you remove the wedge, but most of the time they're stuck in there from the pressure. The blade should come out at this point. You might have to pry on it just a little bit to get it out of there. And then you have the inside you're looking at. Just make sure the inside area where the blade rests at on top of the adjustment screws is clear. You don't want any dirt or debris in there that could offset the blade from being flush once you get it aligned properly. Once you have the area cleaned out and there's no dust or debris in there, you can put the blade and the wedge assembly back in. Since we want the blade flush with the outfeed side of the table, we're going to need to lower both of our screws because we were 1/8 high on one side and roughly a 32nd on the other. This could vary with your guys' joiner blades. You might need to, move the blade up, move the blade down. Most adjustment screws are the same way. When you lower them, tighten them, that's going to lower the blade. And when you loosen the screw, it's going to increase the height of the blade. Every time you make an adjustment, just be sure to set your ruler back down a little at a time until you can reach a point to where the blades are perfectly parallel or flush with the outfeed table. Once you have reached the point to where the top of the blade barely touches the underside of the ruler, your blades are good to go and you can tighten the wedge screws back down. I would say it's very important here. You can see it kind of in the video. I'm putting a decent amount of pressure on the blade when tightening these wedge screws down because if you don't hold the blade down and tighten the wedge screws, it could possibly move the blade. So if you want to get a rag here, something along those lines to kind of protect your finger while you're holding the blade down and tightening the wedge screws, you can do that now. But there does need to be a little bit of pressure when tightening these adjustment screws. Once both of the wedge screws are tightened, I would say check it again just to ensure that the blade did not move, and if the blades are perfectly flush with the underside of the ruler, then that blade is good to go. Just rinse and repeat for the next 2 blades on your cutter head, and once all 3 are parallel with the outfeed side, you are good to go. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful and beneficial. All jointers are a little different, but most of the stuff applies throughout all jointers. Like I did say, I didn't want to completely like re-level my bed again. I've already got it level, and it's kind of a pain to get everything set right. Once you get it where you want it, you need to kind of leave it that way. I try to get as many close-up shots of the blade head and the adjustment screws and how all that works, and explain it to the best of my ability. If there are some other questions you guys have or anything, be sure to leave them in the comments below and I will address those. If you guys did enjoy the video, please feel free to hit the like button. Lets me know you like it. Hit this circle subscribe button, stick around, then hit the notification bell so you guys know when I upload future videos. And I'll link the other 2 jointer restoration videos right here. I appreciate it guys, and thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the video once more. As always, take it easy. We'll see you guys later.